Hi, everyone. Welcome to this short webinar where we're going to explore the Healy. And I'm Roseanne, and I have been using the Healy device now for over a year. So I'm really excited to be able to share more about what Healy can do for you and your family. It is a fabulous wellness device that you are able to wear because it's so portable and so small. So let's get into exploring it exactly. And I'm going to go into a demo later after the main presentation. So really, Healy is something that is a bioresonance personal wellness device. What does that mean exactly? And that's what we're going to be exploring. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about myself. I'm going to be sharing some of the scientific basis behind it, how it actually works, explaining the complete system that's available, because it is a very, you can have just one basic element and you can have a lot more added on, basically. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to go through a demo and then contact information so that you can reach out to me and see how you can get Healy into your hands as well. So I'll maybe put this up here so it doesn't block the screen. Okay. So myself, this is me. I am a life guide and an empowerment coach. I have actually, more specifically in relation to Healy, I used to be a biofeedback brainwave optimization technician. So I did a lot of studying about the brain and brainwave patterns and healing technology in general. I've been doing a lot of research in energy medicine and combining energy medicine, such as energy healing, which I do with my hands, with technology that uses the same scientific basis that energy healing does when we're talking about the whole quantum field and quantum physics, and it's all fabulous stuff. This is really the what do they call it, the leading edge of technology and health and well-being. So I'm personally excited about it because when I used to do brainwave optimization sessions, the device for that was very, very, very expensive. It was actually over $50,000 US to have the brainwave optimization technology. And it was therefore very expensive for my clients to have even just a week-long session. I used to charge over $2,000 a week to have, it was every day and twice a day sessions, but at the same time, not everybody has $2,000 that they can use for a week session. And sometimes you needed more than a week because the brainwave optimization was fabulous. It worked at really the root level of some of the patterns that were created within your brain. And the brain being the master regulator, it controlled a lot of your body and your physical wellness. So that being said, I've always loved it. I still promote other people who do it. I still recommend brainwave optimization because it does work. However, it's just very expensive and not reachable to the masses. And even it wasn't, something that I could sustain for my family. So therein comes continually researching and being open to new technology, because we are constantly evolving and learning so much more about how our body works and how our energy field works in relationship to our health and well-being, that when I got introduced to Healy, I was very, very intrigued. And in all honesty, I didn't know a whole heck of a lot about it, but my intuition told me that this was definitely something that I needed to get into my hands for my family. And in particular, if you know about my family, I have my son, Johan, who has special needs. He's 23 years old almost. And, you know, whenever there's something like this that becomes available, I'm always very intrigued because his conditions are so all encompassing and so profound that I need more than, you know, allopathic medicine can provide, and they've basically haven't provided much. So this is the future for him and his well-being, but also for the whole family. And that's what I've really discovered, especially for myself. I am the one using it the most, but primarily because I'm the one experimenting, and I need to know how these things work and how it works with my body, being fairly physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually balanced, you know, for the most part. If I'm feeling the benefits from it, someone who is more unbalanced in the energetic field is going to benefit even more. So that is why I'm really excited about sharing this, but also in particular, Healy just launched now in Canada. I've been using it for over a year, as I mentioned, because I got it from the US. It was very tricky to get, but I managed to basically sneak it up here to Canada in a sense, because I really wanted to get my hands on it before it was even allowed into Canada yet. But Canada tends to be very, you know, strange with allowing this kind of, you know, anything to do with your health and well-being to come in. So it's been around. I'm going to go over this in more detail, but Healy has been around for a long, long time already, especially in Europe, Australia, and the US. And so it's not new technology per se, but it's new for us here in Canada. And because we just launched, it was just at the beginning of July 2022 that it launched. So there is now in the month of August a special just for Canadians, from what I understand, and it is 50% off all of the devices. So I really wanted to get this information out to all of you during the month of August, because this is the time to get it when the price is so much better. So let me move on and we'll get back to the pricing. So let me just explain a little bit about the creator of Healy. Actually, the creator of the Healy and the Time Waver products. Now, Time Waver, I'll just briefly cover, is the mother product for Healy. It is the kind of similar to the brainwave optimization technology. It is a much more expensive, bigger, more complicated device, which you need to go through a lot of training in order to operate and understand and work with. And the inventor decided that they needed something much more accessible for everybody. So Marcus Schmeek, I believe is the pronunciation, is the founder. He's also the founder of the Institute of Applied Conscious Research. And he wanted to, you know, get this kind of technology into the hands of more people in a more compact version, which is why he's, you know, been launching this around the world. The Healy is a wearable medical device. It has, in some places, it has ear clips. I don't use the ear clips. Wristbands, electrodes, which you can use. These are these kind of things. I'll give you a little quick. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it through the small camera, but these are the electrodes where you can put it onto very specific parts of the body. Very good for pain, and so you can wear them on your wrists, ears, etc. And it has been FDA approved, so that's important. So that's Marcus Schmeek, and Nuno Nina. He is a practitioner who is a Portuguese researcher, and he has many clinics. Most of them, I believe, are all in Portugal. And he works primarily with frequency applications and cell biology. And it is the combination of these two working together that has really created these fabulous software that is operating within the Healy And, you know, the research that Nuno has done regarding frequencies and a collection of 144,000, what he calls gold frequencies. So let's talk a little bit about how the Healy device works. The Healy device actually works with frequency therapy, and bioresonance is at the core of the technology. It's connected to frequencies with the Healy app, which you can actually, just for those who are concerned about running a device through your phone, et cetera, and the Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff, Bluetooth, what you can do is you just need to load the program onto the device, and then you do not have to actually have the internet and Bluetooth and all that during the treatments. So that then sends the program, the app, into the device, and then you can run the treatments through the device. There are many reviews of bioresonance therapy, which is a non-invasive therapy invented in Germany in 1977 by Franz Morel and his son-in-law, engineer Eric Rasch. It is basically a complementary and holistic medicine which captures the frequency of energy wavelengths coming from the body with a specific machine or device, and uses these measurements to diagnose ailments. And the Healy frequency device is using that to bring the voltage in your cells back to a healthy physiological range, regardless of whether or not you're actually healthy and experiencing, you're not experiencing any physical ailments. As I was saying, that I use it a lot on myself, even though I feel healthy most of the time. But it also works really well in the balance of emotions and energy level. So there are some key conditions that the Healy works really well with and is documented really well, but really it covers so much more than I can even explain to you today. But it can help with skin issues, blood levels, sleep and bioenergetic problems, mental balance. It helps with learning and even job performance issues. Really, Healy is a tool where you can also identify where imbalances are happening in your body and allowing you to be able to take charge of your own healing. So when we believe and we comprehend that everything is energy and vibration, this really makes sense. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about frequency medicine. What is frequency medicine? Frequency is a rate that electronic pulse or sound wave is produced. A frequency-specific microcurrent, also known as FSMT, consists of introducing a very gentle current sent to an area of damaged tissue to accelerate the healing process underway in that same tissue. So frequency medicine is non-invasive, it's drug-free, pain-free, and surgery-free therapy, and it's really taking off. There's many different frequency or microcurrent devices out there in the market right now. The human body vibration frequency is mainly located between 3 hertz and 17 hertz. And according to the international standard, the sensitive range is 6 hertz to 8 hertz in the human's body's vertical vibration. So when you're using a smartphone controlled medical device, which is portable and wearable, the Healy frequencies are able to channel low energy electromagnetic frequency within the body. The device uses electromagnetic waves to alleviate severe pain and is really quite cost effective and easy to monitor with the app. So it's similar, as some people might know of a Rife machine, or as I was mentioning before, there's the Time Waver machine. They are the much larger machines that do very similar things, frequency therapy sessions, and they would have to be in person only for those machines to work. However, another great part of the Healy technology is there is a, because, it's smaller, you're able to just wear it wherever you go. So it's portable. You can take it with you. I've traveled across the country with it and helped a very tiring drive to be much, much more doable. And really the way I'm going to demo how you're going to do a session for yourself, but it's so simple as well. And I'm just going to quickly just mention how it somewhat works. Basically, most programs run for about 30 to 50 minutes. You can move around and continue to be active while receiving your treatment. However, I do highly recommend doing it when you can be in a relaxed state as well. Sometimes I find that it can make you feel a little tired because it's putting your body into a healing state. It depends on what you're actually doing, what you are working on, and what part of your energetic system you're targeting. But just be aware that, you can do it, just they don't recommend doing it while driving, I guess, is the main thing. So it runs about 120 programs and a 144,000 frequency range, which will benefit you by providing low intensity magnetic fields to the body. And if any kind of things such as any kind of discomforts, sleep, circulatory system, biomass balance, health function, and more. The other thing that is wonderful is that Healy can work remotely. So as in once again, everything is energy, and we're talking about the quantum field. Distance from A to B doesn't matter because it's energy. When you're talking about quantum entanglement, the points between A and B, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Because they can be actually on that quantum level right beside each other. So once you have entered your information or another person's information into the device, have their agreement for the session, and set the intention for that session to be for that person, you can run a program for them no matter where they are. I have been running programs successfully for my daughter. I'm here in Canada and she's all the way in the UK, and she's been benefiting from them just as much as if she was here with me. So definitely wonderful. It is a very safe technology. As I mentioned, it is FDA approved. The frequencies are set to an exact amperage, which is very safe and low. And really it's based on the same kind of technology that was already with the larger time waver machines, which, the time waver is a 13-year-old, technology, whereas this is becoming, I think it's like about 7 years Healy has been around. There is also a section in here, which I love, which gives you insights into chakra balance, the meridians. There's all sorts of stuff that you can work on specifically for body, mind, and soul. And so it is something that is wonderful and complementary to any of the bioenergy field work that you might already be doing. There is a fabulous nutrition program within it, which is an add-on for different levels of the device that is amazing for anyone who looks to do nutritional counseling or just seeing what are the deficiencies within the nutrition of a particular person. One of the key things to remember when you are doing a session is to be hydrated as much as possible, because our body is comprised of a lot of water. And when we are dehydrated, the frequencies need to be carried through hydration. So if it's not working well, which I'm going to explain a little bit in the demo, then you'll know that it is something to be based on maybe your water intake. But really do keep yourself hydrated. It's so important. And we'll make sure that your cells will benefit from the treatments as long as you are hydrated. So just showing a bit of the reliability and quality. A team of experienced developers and engineers is behind this. As I was talking about earlier, you might have missed, is that it is produced in Germany. We know that it's typically German quality is considered high quality, and it is already in 45 countries. We have just launched in Canada. Why are we so late? Well, Canada, what can I say? Why do we always have this block in allowing this kind of technology to come in? They have worked, Healy has been working overtime in jumping through all the hoops and loops and twists and turns to get the approval. It is FDA approved. It's been in the US for a while now. It's been in Europe for much longer, since it was developed in Germany. It's in Australia. It's in so many places around the world, with so many fabulous testimonials coming out. There are 2,500 practitioners that are using the Healy technology every day with their clients. And as it says, like, it's just more than 20 million applications of Healy technology and know-how. And there are some that are specifically being, used to test and see what else can be done. And there is new devices being developed all the time, which, we're we're kind of at the tail end of this technology here in Canada, getting it. They're already launching new things that are very exciting out in Europe, and we'll hopefully get them soon as well. But I'm going to talk about this because this is already amazing. So the main thing to understand is, as I was saying, there's a bunch of different products. There's everything. A lot of different programs and add-ons can be going into this one small device. There's a Healy watch, and there are a bunch of different levels of this device. So the Healy Gold, which I was mentioning, is 144,000 frequencies. It is, if you had nothing else, the Healy Gold does so much already. 144,000 frequencies, you're dealing with so much. And we recommend, when you start with Healy, to run the Healy Gold programs for yourself for the first couple of weeks, because it covers so much already. But then the Healy Holistic goes into other, beyond the gold programs, bioenergetic harmony, mental balance, meridians. I love the meridian programs because if you know anything about, again, when you tap into the knowledge of energy healing and you've got a program that already has all the meridians, and you can sit there and tap into specific spots that enhances the speed of healing. And that's what I've been really finding. Everything is that much faster when you use this, in addition to everything else. If you're already very holistically minded, you're doing energy healing, any kind of nutritional things, it just makes everything work that much faster, because it makes your body and your cells receptive to the higher vibrational frequencies. So this particular device that I have is the Healy Resonance, which is the middle one here. I decided to go with that because it had more of what I didn't know about the Healy Holistic. In all honesty, I'm just going to be very, as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm not pretending to be an expert in all of this. I've been using it for over a year now, very pleased, and I'm still learning. I do wish to eventually get the Healy Professional, because it has everything from what I understand, and but I'm not at that point yet. So I'm still learning. The Healy Resonance Plus, as you can see, it has a few more extra programs down here. Deep Cycle H, learning. I have learning for some reason. I have skin. Why do I have these programs? Oh, you know what? I got it somehow on a special deal, I think, because I think I have everything that's in Healy Resonance Plus somehow. There are programs for your skin health, which is so important, the skin being the largest organ. But learning, so if there's any kind of challenges with learning, ADHD, just even you have kids or children that are going through school and they have a big test coming up, and you can assist with that whole balance and calmness and whatever is needed. There's a whole learning program. There's programs for jobs, job performance, being able to perform better, fitness programs for athletes to improve muscle recovery. I've used that weight management. I'm going to be having to focus on my vision, I think, because my classes are needing to come out more every day. And so I haven't been working on that. The other wonderful thing I'm just going to add in, which I just recently did my very first purchase from a time waiver practitioner. So again, the time waiver is the mother of Healy World devices. It's the big device. And there are time waiver practitioners that can create unique programs for anything that you need specific to you. For example, for my son, Johan, I am going to be looking into getting him a very specific program for all of his energy frequencies and health challenges. I haven't fully figured out what exactly I want that to look like yet, but I've found a time waiver that practitioner that I'm going to be working with to do that. But I had recently gotten a goddess program. So it's the frequency of all of the goddesses and their energy, and just radiating the goddess energy. And it really does, after you play the goddess frequencies program, which is about, I think is it 50 minutes or so, maybe it's a little longer. You just feel so different, because it is just radiating that power and that confidence and all of that comes from the goddess energy. So that's kind of in a nutshell, but I can go, anyone have any specific questions about each one, we can look at it in more detail.
Yes, can you talk more about the Healy Professional then, and what that has on top of the level before it?
Yeah, so the Healy Professional, from what I understand, this one here is the expert page, the Heal Advisor module. So I did actually purchase separately. A lot of these programs, even if they aren't within your device itself, you can purchase as an add-on. So I've already purchased the Heal Advisor search module. So what that does is it provides, I'll just get to my page here. So I don't know how well it's going to show through here. Oh, it's not going to, it's going to blur it out. Okay. So I have these top 3 apps. It's probably not very clear, but the Heal Advisor, when I tap on that, I'll see if it'll go there. Heal it. Oh, it wants to go blurry because I've got my blur background to blur out my mess. Let me just go through some of these things. I haven't used it in a while, so it's down. Cloud data is being synced. You can put in any kind of a medical condition, an issue, and it will give you the suggestions as to what are the best protocols to run for that specific condition. So it's kind of like an encyclopedia of all of the different issues that are out there. Like if someone came to me, again, as a professional, I have a client who comes to me and says, I'm dealing with these issues. Maybe I haven't ever heard of these things, and I don't know what energy system to be really focusing on. And it gives you all the different suggestions of programs to be running, or at least doing scans and analyzing. And I'm going to show how you do, even without this, how you would just see what the body is asking for. So you could do that. So there's definitely those come with it. Expert program page. I'm trying to see if that page comes with anything else. The Resonance Plus does. That does. Okay, so that's not the difference. Fitness, stimulation, sleep, power of 3. But okay, the digital nutrition, that's one of the parts that definitely, I don't believe it comes in any of the others. And I really want to get that. Now, again, I could purchase that separately, which is what I might do. But the digital nutrition app within the professional is amazing from what I've seen other people doing. Like, it really can narrow down what's missing nutritionally within your system as well. So that I loved personally. Visualization. So I don't know, that's also something different, the bioenergenic visualization. So I don't know what that is exactly. And then it's the coaching modules. Yes. So there's been huge successful testimonials for the coaching programs within the professional. So any kind of life coaches, things like that, that run this program with their clients as well, have been having wonderful breakthroughs with their clients very, very quickly. So I was curious about that. And again, I was looking to just add that on, but within the Healy Professional, it all comes included in. So the skin is there. The aura is in mine already. I believe it's in all of them. So to me, those are the main differences. The nutrition one, I'm really looking forward to getting. I also, I do have the power of 3, but it didn't come with mine originally, but I did add that on, and it is now in the Healy Resonance. That's a Ayurvedic medicine, the power of 3. It is also, I've run it's a 9-week program that I ran on myself, and it was really, really fascinating to see how it felt through doing it for a 9-week program. So again, for Healy Professional, when you're working with clients directly, you've got a lot of programs to tap into that your clients can really benefit on a scheduled basis type of thing. I would find. So I ended up, like I said, I bought the power of 3. Wasn't on mine originally since I bought it a year ago, but then they've decided to add that on to the Healy Resonance. The nutrition one, if you're into that kind of information, the Healy Professional is definitely the way to go. And I just recently saw one testimonial where they scanned their baby, and it was really the information that was coming up was bang on as to what was lacking nutritionally for them. So it was just very, very fascinating to see the kind of information that you can get from it. I can find out more information for you, Lori, specifically on the professional, because I myself am still just learning what the difference is, because I didn't want to go, when I first got it, I didn't want to leap that far ahead, but I keep adding on, so I should have probably. So I'll look into that more and see if there's something specific that I can send to you that'll go over all of the differences in kind of in a nutshell, better than I can explain it. So let's see. So here's some of the programs though that I wanted to show. There's the fitness, Gold Cycle, beauty, so mental balance. That's obviously great for any kind of life coaching. Bioenergetic harmony is just overall. Sleep. Oh, that's one of the key ones that we've been using here in the house. Sleep. I need to run some more. Chakras. I always find fun because it's a great visual when you do the chakras, and I'll try to I'll run one before we end the call just so you can see, because it actually shows which chakras are off balance. And so it's a great visual for clients in particular, so that they can actually see. And that's, I think, one of the great things about this tool is, even though as an energy healer, we know and we feel and we can see, the clients can't always see that. And so to have a tool that helps them to see, it makes it easier to work with everybody. Bioenergetic defense. So any kind of negative influences, obviously there's so many within the environment, Wi-Fi, electromagnetic frequencies, toxins. So anything that's your body needs to defend from. Skin, as I mentioned, is such a large organ. Meridians, one of my favorites, and learning helps you to focus when you really need to. So those are some great ones. Pain relief. Now, more specifically, and I don't have it here, we'll show you that there are specific things that we use with the device. There are these wristbands that can be used, which give the electromagnetic currency right to the skin. There is, right now I don't have anything running, but there is this new device that add-on as well, which is called the coil. Now with my son Johan, he does not like these cords around his wrist. As soon as I put them on, he'll tolerate it. But as soon as I put them on, it's like he feels like he's in shackles and he can't do anything else. The point about these is you can move around and do your day as normal, but when I put them on Johan, he just stops. So when they came up with the coil, when he came up with the coil, it was so much easier because you just plug it straight into the device and it just needs to be on the body. So it doesn't like it, which I have it attached to this necklace. I can then just have it here and it's giving me the similar benefits. This is more direct. It's a little bit more efficient, I would say. But this gives, very high quality still. And it's worth it, for example, when I can't have the cords around my wrists, or for Johan, who really does not like it. And this makes it a lot easier for him to just take the session without having to worry about it. And he forgets about it. There's also, and I've misplaced them there in my box over there somewhere, the actual, for pain relief, there's the actual, you can stick them on wherever locally you need to. So it gives the actual location pain relief, which is really, really great. And I don't know what the natural cycle is. That sounds fascinating to me. Realigning your body, mind, and soul with the natural cycles of the sun, moon, and the earth, that would be beneficial. So really, the Healy is super, super easy to use. You download a couple of apps onto your phone. You synchronize this with your phone. And when you choose the application you want to use, it starts running. Once it's running, you don't have to have the internet anymore. Once it's downloaded into your program and on you, you don't have to have that. If for people who are sensitive, to the whole Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't have to be on. It just needs to download the program that you want to run into it. And as long as it's flashing, you know that it is running. I like having it going because then I can see the actual information that's going. It does give you some feedback as far as, first of all, if you've got a good connection, which I'll show you, there's a little circle. It's either white when it's connected or black when it's not connected as well. One of the key things when we're talking about microcurrents and frequencies, we are, very much water-based bodies. And for electrical currents to flow, you can't be dehydrated. If you are dehydrated, this will not work well. And so it's a great way of getting people, when their clients, to hydrate themselves. You want to make the most of your session, make sure you're hydrated. That's really, really key. One of the things that will keep showing up is that if it's not connecting well, often the client is dehydrated. So you can do the cable free with the coil. And you can bring it wherever you want and use it whenever. So you can use it while you're cooking in the kitchen. So even though some of the programs are longer programs, you don't have to sit in a chair, strapped. If you have clients, you can have the program running and also be working with them, doing other things. So it's very wonderful. The coil works by the whole Tesla technology, quantum potential frequencies theories. I won't get too much into that, but I can share the information. They've got all sorts of things. They've even got, for those who do love to be connected and understand at all times, there's a watch available that you can wear, and it literally is constantly checking to see all of the information and what your body needs at any particular moment of the day. So for those who really love to get a full, or maybe they have, more health challenges, and it's good to have a more consistent analysis of what's going on in their body throughout the day. So they do even have a Healy watch. This is the digital nutrition program that I love. I don't know anything about the organ clock.
I do. Oh my God.
Oh,
I figured that one out long time ago. Yeah,
oh,
and when I found it, it just connected all the pieces of the puzzle for me.
oh,
Um,
wonderful.
at any time of the day, like and again, it's very specific. At these special times of the day, each organ is doing its thing. So like it's, working, it's doing its main job, or it's detoxing. So I always knew, because it's been decades for me, um, waking up in the middle of the night between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Right,
And I always knew there was a reason for it. And
right.
yep, that's the time of the liver. So
Ah,
if your liver is having trouble doing its thing at that hour, that's why you're waking up. That's why
look at
you
that.
can't sleep, you can't go
I
back,
gotta look
because your
more
liver
into
is
this
struggling.
organ.
Yep.
I
This
gotta
is
read this organ.
fascinating stuff. And then after that, it's lungs. So, for example, like when I go and get my hair done at the hair salon, I find myself waking up now between 4 and 5. And then I'm like, oh, yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
someone was
like that.
getting their hair colored in the fumes, right? So
Right.
it's so cool. And like, this is ancient stuff, but it is so true. So
Well,
once you know that, and you're working on a specific organ, you can
mm.
take the time of that day to actually support the organ in those hours that it's doing its thing.
And there you go. So this is where, for example, the watch, which you're then just wearing, will then send that frequency at that particular time to support that particular organ. So that makes sense. Now, see, I haven't looked too much into the watch program, so I was like, oh, okay, it sounds fascinating, but I'm still learning so much about this, and this is just so all encompassing so far to me. But I have been fascinated more and more by the watch, and that now makes a lot of sense as to being able to deliver that exact frequency for the organs at the specific time of day. So there you go. So that would be the benefit of the watch for those who want to do
Hmm.
that. But even knowing that clock, then you could
Yeah.
then do it through this if you don't want to be wearing the watch all the time, right?
Yeah,
So
like you don't even need that once you know that. So if, say, for example, I wake up at, between 1 and 3, then at that point, run one of the things for the liver at that time when
exactly.
it's needing it.
Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you, Lori, for that. Because as I said, I don't profess to be an expert at all of this, but I know my number one thing is when I go by my intuition,
Hmm.
number one. And
Hmm.
my intuition, when a friend of mine introduced this, I was just like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I don't know why, but I gotta get it. And it has literally so many times in these past year been like I would say life-saving in a lot of ways
And
because
it's so weird because my son and I have been doing the ion foot baths for 5, 6 years now, and they kind of you plateau, right? Because
yeah,
I learned about that technology and I knew that something like this existed, and then a month later I met the inventor. And
yes,
then now that we've been doing sound baths for almost 2 years, I'm like, there's something to frequencies as I read more and more, and I'm like, this
yeah.
technology exists, and you're the third person that pops up for me, so I'm like, that seals the
There you
deal.
go. Well, and this is the thing. And so it does, it's like it's taking everything, a little bit of everything I have been drawn toward, because sound healing definitely, I'm actually getting my certification in sound healing right now as well. And like I
Mm.
know, and I've been energy healing for, well, 23 years now. Um, and it's just all of that, and the even the brainwave optimization, it was already like I was using sensors on the brain scalp to do this, so it all comes together, and it's getting more and more advanced, and yet smaller and so much easier, and I love it because it's putting all of this information in little bits and pieces, and this is, these guys really do know what they're talking about, and so I love it. But thank you for that, Lori. That
Mm.
really makes a lot of sense. I've been really kind of more and more intrigued by the watch, and didn't know why again. So now you've given me a reason why the watch was making sense. Especially, I'm even thinking for Johan, because he cannot communicate what's going on, right? And so I don't know all the time. And so the watch would be able to potentially let me know what's going on, because then I'm going to see if it gives reports or what. That would be fascinating then, to get more of that 24-hour, what's going on with his body, what are the needs at all the different times of the day. So again, I'm learning myself, but I know I have to say, like I got this for Johan originally, like I thought. And I have to say I'm using it the most. but I also do that because I need to learn the most, right? And so I can't know and without experiencing it, because he can't tell me. But also my 9-year-old probably uses it the second most. He loves it, and I always love it when the young ones, gravitate toward things, right? Because he just knows. He's like, can I have the Healy? I really need this because of whatever, right? And he just knows, and we do the analysis. So there is the Healy Watch fitness functions as well, obviously. So that gives all the steps and all that kind of stuff. So people who are into smart watches and all that can enjoy that. So really, it's the great thing about Healy is it is a very synergistic approach. They've got a complete system. They've also got the Healy mag is coming out, which I have to say I already want to get it as well. You put it in a room and it just changes the whole energy of the room, is what I'm understanding. So if you do any kind of events and stuff like that, where you have groups of people coming in, I think that would be fabulous, because you can just put it there, and it's just, everybody starts feeling that whatever it is that you're putting, peace and calm, and or the gold program has wonderful thing. It's like being, right? One of the programs is being, like, oh my God, it's just like, imagine just vibrating being in your event. And so everyone is in that state. It's amazing. So, and that's one of the testimonies. A lot of the life coaches and such are saying that their clients are getting breakthroughs so much faster now that they're incorporating them together. So it's not about ignoring all of this knowledge that we have, like all that knowledge that you have there about you can use it together with this, and it's just amplifying it and working like that. Hi everyone, here is the quick demo on the Healy wearable device. This version I have is the Resonance, but I also have add-ons placed onto mine. With the app, with the device, there are three main apps. I have purchased an extra one. This is the Healy Advisor, which allows you to check to see what programs are most recommended for different ailments, issues, whatever comes up, health conditions. There's the what I call the Blue Dot, which is the resonance analysis app, which is also for the distance healing, and the Pink Dot app, excuse me, as my messages come through, the Pink Dot app here, which is for the actual sessions, the longer sessions that you have to do in person. So really quickly, what we do for, I personally do each time is I click on the blue dot, which will open up the screen here. You just go next. You have to make sure that your Healy is on. So you press on the center of your Healy, you click that on, you see that light go on. And there's a couple of options here. You either do the resonance analysis or you do your aura analysis. So you can do your chakras and your aura this way or your resonance analysis here. So I'll just quickly do a resonance analysis. You have all the different client names in here. I put myself in here as well. So I click on myself. First, it scans to make sure it's connected to the device. Now I know there's some people who don't like the Bluetooth. I do have all my orgone generators. Even the necklace I have is an orgone generator as well, just to prevent as much as possible with the electromagnetic frequencies. It shows my device. It says not connected. I need to connect my device. So it's going to go through that. It's connecting with each other. So you can now see this flashing light, which is the Bluetooth thing. It's on. And then it says, what do I have the greatest resonance with? And continue to database selection. From there, you have all the different programs that your particular device uses. The professional has all of them. Resonance that I have has the list that you can find online. And I have also add-ons on mine. So even if you don't, every device looks the same. It's just the software that changes. So I do all Healy programs. Now, all Healy programs means even programs that I may not have. So sometimes it's going to come up with recommendations for some of the programs that I don't have, which then I just either find a substitute or I can purchase an add-on. So I'm going to do all Healy programs, and it says Start Analysis. I click here. When I'm doing it for either a client in person or myself, you just put your thumb or your finger on there. It does the analysis. It works through the process and should give a result fairly quickly. Sometimes it's a little longer. It depends on, I find it's more my internet connection, but sometimes it's very fast, and it should be very fast. So while it's thinking about that, the other thing is when you're doing distance sessions, you set the intention to be doing the analysis for your client or whoever you're doing the distance healing on, and you're still using your thumbprint, but the intention is set. As we know, energy is everything. Everything is energy, everything around us. So there's no actual distance when we talk about energy. So you don't have to worry about that. Once the analysis comes through, which for some reason today I'm having a slow read on it, you can then select the program based on the percentage. It's going to give you the top 5. Yeah, it said there was some sort of a connection issue. The top 5 programs it recommends based on your current energetic reading of the moment. So it's not based on last week. So I do it every time. Some people do it once a week and then just do programs based on that one reading. I do it every time just because our energy shifts day to day. And, based on the sleep I got, what I ate, what I've exposed myself to, everything can change that. So let's just wait and wait. Should be a second. So here you can see that the analysis is now complete. It comes up with the top 5 that you are looking for. And for me, it is saying 58% Healy bioenergetic support programs, 54% Healy digital nutrition mixtures, 52% Healy deep cycle programs, 51% Healy bioenergetic harmony 2 programs, and 50% Healy mental balance programs. So what do you do from there? Well, there's a couple of things you could do. There's a button here that says action. So you can click on that and it says either to, oops, I'm trying to find, sorry, my centering, show PDF or vibrate. Now, if you wanted to have a PDF that just basically prints that out, it just tells the programs. It doesn't go into too much detail from what I have seen. But say, for example, you're working with a client and you want to see show them what programs are most recommended. You can do a PDF and show it to them or send it to them, etc. What I'm going to do really quickly is I'm just going to vibrate just to show you. It's going to go through all 5 of those programs, and I can pick the length of time. Now, when you're doing it through the blue dot, they say that it tends to be actually more like concentrated energy being sent to the individual because it can be done distance healing. So you don't have to do it very long. They give a bunch of options here, and you can click on the options that you want. So basically, like for example, 1 minute, 20 seconds, it says 2 minutes, 49 seconds at 600 Z, whatever that means. So there's a bunch of different options. I'm going to just do it for a short amount of time, not very long, but you can do up to 8 hours, even, which would be great if you, for example, you can put in groups, you can put in animals, you can put in buildings. I should have showed that to you as well, but I will just do a quick minute 20, and it is showing that it's actually working, and it scrolls through the different programs as it's working through it. So we'll let that run through, and then I'll actually show you when you're adding in a new client, you can show, it can be many different things that you're putting in there. So now it's completed that short 1 minute, 20 second cycle for me on all of the different ones, but I still want to maybe narrow it down or really focus in on one of those top 5, and I'll go for the one that's highest, which was for me the Healy Bioenergy Support Program. But within each program, there are multiple cycles that can be done. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to do another analysis within that program itself to see what is the most important part. And for me, it would be coherence is the highest, 26%. So coherence is very, very important for bioenergetic support, because that is, I speak a lot about coherence in a lot of my workshops. We want to have the coherence, that balance, right? When things are chaotic within the system, it doesn't focus as well. You won't have clarity and focus, and that's with all of the systems within the body, but definitely, within your heart and brain connection, etc. So coherence will be a very good one for me to run for myself. And what I can do is then put the pink dot on and run a pink dot program, which will be a longer program, usually around 50 minutes to an hour, or sometimes longer. Now, what I did vibrate before, you didn't need anything but the device, because it's basically distance healing that is being done. When you do the pink dot, you're going to need either the coil, which I showed before, which you just add to the back of the device and you wear it on your body somehow. There's a clip that it normally comes with, or I've attached it to a necklace. Or you use the wristbands with the sensors, these two just plug into the base when the coil isn't in there. Or there's also the adhesive electrodes. So the sensors would then go on there. That's specifically good for pain points, any kind of pain issues. So there's a bunch of ways you would use the device directly on you with the pink dot. But before I do that, I want to just go back and show you when I'm at the home section here, it gives you clients and lists. So when you click on clients, you would see all the clients that you've added in there. And if you want to add a new client, you click here and it gives you a bunch of options, which are person, animal, plant, organization, building, vehicle, group, or other. So you can be doing these. This works very, very well with animals in particular. But for example, say you're doing a group session and you want to just run the Blue Dot app throughout the whole time for that group during a group meditation, a group healing session, a group coaching session, you can do that. And then the list is basically just what programs have been run and the history of that. So that's the Blue Dot. Then for the Pink Dot, it's basically the same thing. You get the Pink Dot app running. You're going to want to make sure this is turned on again if it shut off. You need to connect the devices. Now for me, I earlier was going to be running a memory app. So you have all the different programs that come on yours. There's also a special section at the bottom, which is expert programs. So if you've purchased any from a time waiver practitioner, they would be going in there. And you just basically click on the category. So for me, it was in learning earlier. I was going to be doing it. I clicked on learning and then memory. It tells you can wear the wristbands. But if there is this little symbol beside it, that means it can also be done through the coil. If there isn't the symbol, like for example, concentration acute, you need to have the wristbands attached, and it will tell you to put the wristbands on. So for me, I can do this with the coil, and you start, and it comes up with this screen. What I like to do is have it fairly high, especially when it's the coil. You can do up to 100%. On this below, when it's on the wrist straps, you need to go based on sensitivity, because you actually do feel it going there, or you can. If it's too high and you start feeling it and it's uncomfortable, reduce that percentage. And you'll see it'll go around. It's going to tell you 79 minutes. It tells you the different hertz. It will vary in the hertz that it's putting through. And the key thing is you're going to want to see this bar as it goes around. It's a thicker white bar that's going to be forming there. If you're using the wrist straps in particular, it's very important to watch whether or not it is a white band going around, a white line, or a black one. If it's black, it's all about your hydration. We need to get more hydration in. One quick fix is to literally moisten your skin in the area where the sensors are. But also just to take note that perhaps maybe you are dehydrated and to drink some more water. So that you would just let play through. It's going to go for 79 minutes when I have it like this, or even with the wrist straps, and just clipping this somewhere near you or on your person. You can go about the day. Nothing too strenuous. Everything is best when you are in a more relaxed state. You're more receptive to it. But at the same time, there's certain ones you can do when you're exercising. There's certain ones you can do when you're studying. So, it's based on the software that you are currently using to determine that. So that's a brief run through on how it actually works. It's quite simple. It does a lot of the thinking for you, but you can also, if you know intuitively what you need to work on, you can select the program based on your own intuition, and based on what your body is sending you the message to do. But it gives you lots of options. Right now I'm going to let that memory one play through, because I know that one has been a definite need for me lately with everything I have on my table. So if you have any other questions, let me know. There is a great academy online of all sorts of information about the device, how other practitioners have been using it, testimonials, things like that. There's some great groups on Facebook. I'd be happy to set you up on all of those, and connect with me. I can get you signed up. even without purchasing, just so you can access the academy and learn to see if this is something that you feel is a fit for you. All right, thanks so much.